They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible for the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory. Hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is season 9 of the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for you, Bass Galaxy. Yes.
Doing all 9.
I'm excited. We have bring back tonight the one and only. Yes, our parents said it's cool to hang out. Mark Zona's back. Zona's back tonight. The American treasure. Throwing out the first pitch of season 9. We're very excited. We're not going to kid you. We're super excited. And you know who else is excited? Returning now in 2024 is my cohort and co-host, the one and only Ryan Pop Cornelius Whitaker. Ryan Whitaker.
What up?
He's a skateboarder, he's a drummer, he's a derber, and he's a bass and talk show host and a lure company owner too. Ryan, welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
In 2024. Are you doing good, Ryan?
Hot start. I'm good. I'm good.
Hot Carl.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a little shaky
Hot start
today.
in the city.
You're a little shaky today.
Yeah, whatever.
It's
been a while.
You're on
man.
the Cafe Con Leche.
Got to practice this stuff. I can't practice at home.
Well, it's good to have you back, dude. And Z's here to throw out the first pitch tonight, dude. I know
couldn't be better.
I know you're excited about that. Hey, you know who else is back? And he told me, hey, I'm excited to be working with this guy in 24.
Who's that now?
The one and only J.R. Ewing, rocking Shoal Fantasy. Yes, sir. He's rocking the chat board.
He's an oil man.
He's an oil man. He's rocking the chat board tonight, and so feel free to comment in and get it going there with JR Rock and Shoal Fantasy. But get this, we're doing some things tonight. We don't have one, we don't have 2, but we have 3 like and share contests because Mark Zone is here. That's why 3 of them. 3 of them. Getting worked up. First off, like and share the live Facebook feed for your chance to win a Power Pole box of fun. Yeah, a Power Pole box of fun. Pun.
Box of fun.
A pun from Power Pole. Yes, here's the other one. Omnia Fishing. I don't know. Pete's got the new program going on. It's the Premier Pro Premium app. Something like that. I don't know. Seesaw.
Premier Pro Premium?
The Premier Pro Premium.
Yeah.
7 silver swans swam silently seaward. In the Premier Pro Premium pack from OmniaFishing.com. Omnia's giving one of those away, too. And last but not least, yes, thank you. The Whiskey Gypsy, he's giving away a box of fun from Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, the official brown liquor of Bass.
How could that not be fun?
How could that not be fun?
I got action figures having fun.
You got all kinds of. You have Captain Kirk, which is awesome. William Shatner edition is beautiful.
Yeah, he's hanging out.
You have a Zebco Delier and all. Those are all kinds of fun stuff.
Special stuff. I got bathtub toys for you.
You got it all. That's right, Popcorn Whitaker. Hey, Ryan, let's bring our boys from Omnia and from Tin Cup Whiskey at the same time. Pete Frizz Piorta and Pistol Pete and the Whiskey Gypsy Luke Foley.
Same time.
Simultaneously together at once. Mutually.
What's going
Both
on?
of you guys. Both,
Gentlemen.
where are you? Hey, what's up, Pete?
Season 9.
How are we?
Pete, you look more and more in fisherman every time I see you.
That's how I try to live my life, bud.
I mean, you got that in fisherman Al Linder look down. You and Popcorn both.
He needs a flannel. He needs a really nice flannel.
It's not a
And
flannel
that will
print.
bring that look together. Does he
Moccasin.
have
It's a
It's
green
dark
print.
green.
Yeah, it's a moss green Sims print, a print flannel.
It
Okay,
is.
I'm sorry. I've had a couple tin cups.
I can tell you're at the old pub, aren't you, Whiskey Gypsy?
I am. Oh, you
I-
drinking my stuff, Pete?
Yes, I am.
My
You
man.
know I
You're
am.
My man.
sampling. You're
I-
sampling. Hey,
The minute Pat said I was on with you, I thought of you and I grabbed another one. So
chill. Look, Pete's looking
Well, I
for an
appreciate it.
excuse. I have the
Yeah.
cafe con leche as usual. That's why I talk so much and I'm fidgeting. But here's the deal: if you're just tuning in for the first time ever for the Straight Cast Show, Luke Foley, the Whiskey Gypsy, comes on this show every week, and he has a tin cup whiskey word of the week. And what happens when you hear that word? You take a little sippy. It could be a ice cold Coca-Cola. It could be a cafe con leche, or it could be a tin cup mountain whiskey, the official brown liquor. Best.
Last week it was a number, so I can't wait to hear what this one.
Yeah, it was. Holy, Mark Zona's on. He is our very
Yeah.
own Mark Zona. We claim him in this area, in this region of Sweden.
Yeah, I used to travel with him
I
back
know
in the
you-
day with the
I know you
Everstart. So
So yeah,
Yeah.
that was Zona the Durber. We're going to talk about that a little bit.
absolutely.
What's the deal, folks? What's the tin cup whiskey word of the week?
Anything Z train.
Oh, come on.
Anything
Let him
like
go.
that.
Yeah, it's just a letter.
Now
It's
the
not
word
even-
is a letter.
So the number was a word, and the word was a number, and now the number is a letter. If you
That's
hear
right.
me,
That's right.
Popcorn, anybody say Z,
Z.
take a
Z
sip.
train.
Take a sip, and please sip responsibly. That is what we ask. And again, Luke Foley, as well as Pete, I guess, this week will be calling you off of work if need be tomorrow. So yeah, if you're running it, you just slip in Polish Pete's DMs or Luke Foley's DMs and give them your boss's number, and they got it on us on Straight Cast. How's that, Pete?
I'll get you out of work. Don't even worry about it.
There you go.
Hey, guys, I'm glad I got you both here together. I'm glad you're back here hanging out in 24. 9 seasons, boys.
Wow.
Congratulations.
9 live.
Congratulations.
A thin raft.
Yep.
Hey, Pete, what's going on in the world of bass and tackle?
Well, there's a lot of big news out here. Looks like you finally got your sidekick back to straighten that show up you got.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
good to
you.
see
Somebody's
that.
gotta whoop- when Ginger's at the house, somebody's got to keep me in line. You know what I mean?
Well, good job. Good to see you back, Ryan.
Thanks, Pete.
Bass fishing world is everybody's walking on eggshells to find out what this first quarter of the season is going to be like. Wondering whether or not everybody's going to go out and spend tons and tons of money like they had been the last couple of years of the craziness we had. So, we're all kind of waiting to see what the consumers jump out there and do in the bass fishing world. Cause our bass boats are now $100,000 and everything's getting crazy out there price point wise. But the positive news is we're seeing a lot of participation from a lot of people, even in this off season. People are buying baits like crazy, which is a good news, which is, So for all the naysayers thinking that we're going to see a little down cycle here as far as the fishing industry is concerned, I think maybe we'll see people maybe getting a little smarter with their dollars, but participation in fishing, I have a gut feeling is going to get even stronger. It's people are enjoying being outdoors. We always have. So I think forward-facing sonar, I know it's starting to turn into a bad word. I'm getting sick of saying it myself, but
Yeah, forward, bud.
it's no joke. I mean, we're still seeing it every week. I get to work. We do some sort of report where we find out, oh, that's because of forward-facing sonar that's happening. So we're seeing more and more baits, more and
Speaking
more.
of that, I'm going to cut you off and
Yeah.
do a shameless forward-facing sonar plug.
Yeah.
I don't have a forward-facing sonar. If I had one, I would use it.
Yeah.
But check this out. I just got those new forward-facing baits from Berkeley. You guys are getting the sneaky ones in too.
Oh yeah.
There's a big announcement coming up about those.
Yep. No,
I saw a couple of them at your house.
You're not supposed to talk about those, Gypsy. But you did see them.
I got my phone out to text Courtney.
Oh, it wasn't texting. You were snapping.
Like I'm on my way. He goes, "You can't take a picture of those." I go, "I'm not. I'm just sitting in."
I don't let people take pictures in that room.
One of them's like upside down facing sonar bait.
Yeah, exactly.
Or upside down facing.
Ryan's talking about things you're not even supposed to talk.
I'm saying the sonar is upside down.
The periscope's up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. What are you talking about?
Over by there. You know what this is? It's an upside down one of these.
That's right.
Foley.
So yeah.
That bait is for guys too like me that don't even have a forward.
Yeah, we're seeing basically now that we've identified so much more of life's going on out there in the basins of the bodies of waters we fish and all that stuff. The slowest to react to it's been the rod and reel manufacturers, but the bait manufacturers have really jumped on it. We're really excited because we're seeing little segments of old school baits even pop up because people are starting to figure out ways to catch these fish on forward facing with them. So a lot of the
what's an example of that?
Yeah, like what?
Like I've been asked a whole bunch of this dude's popcorn jig, and I don't know, I can't even get my hands on it, but we're like trying to get them. And
you mean his jig, right?
Yeah. But like lots of people are basically downsizing their jig presentations to fish it on spinning tackle, lighter BFS style casting tackle. We're seeing, where I would think of a small jig being a 3/8 ounce ball head, we're talking smaller than that now. Our jig
like that little
presentations
tightrope one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're seeing really small jig presentations start to play a lot more, and a lot more of the fluke style baits, which has been kind of a jam for a while. But
hey, the only size jig that Foley throws is 1.25 ounces. That's it.
See,
$1.25. No matter if it's 6 inches or 32 foot.
80-pound braid.
He's raising. He's raised that glass.
That's right.
Flukes.
That's right.
Yeah, so
I fight technology.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So yeah, we're seeing a lot with the baits and stuff, but us at Omnia, really the lot that's been going on with us is focusing on the new app. So the mapping technologies and all that stuff has been where we've been heads down on that and working with focus groups and making sure everything's dialed. So as we launch all these features,
I'd like to see you in a focus group.
Yeah, it's not.
Is it like speed dating but different?
It can be. It depends on the we just had Seth Fighter in one of our focus groups, so that one was
LP wall.
That was a lot of swear words.
Was he focusing or no?
No, he was not focused. And but trying to get production out of tournament anglers all the way down to your shore bank beaters and stuff, and get ideas from them. So
that's me. I'm an FBR.
I'm pretty excited to start rolling out some of these features and sharing them with everybody. It's stuff that right now you either can't do or now we can do it all in one place. So I think for a lot of people, it's going to be a way to save money without having to chase all these electronics, buy something new every single week. So I'm excited. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff with Premium Pro here. And so if your listeners are not familiar, you can download the Omnia Fishing app. It's in the App Store for Apple and Android. And if you download the app, you'll see it'll pop right up and prompt you for a free trial. So you can start messing around with some of the maps as we start to unroll some of this technology. It's pretty cool stuff.
That's awesome. Polish Pete Premium Pro
pack.
Premier.
Bunch of these. And popcorn jigs.
And popcorn jigs.
Soon to come. Yeah.
There it is. Hey Pete, I don't know if you know or not. I'm gonna call Trevor tomorrow and tell him we're doing this. I'm gonna ask for forgiveness instead of permission.
There you
go. Announced it. We're giving away a premium pro pack tonight.
I love it. It's a $50 subscription, $50 value. Do it.
We're giving it away. All they got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. You know who else is giving stuff away? Because Z is on. Cheers. That's Luke Foley.
Nice.
Whiskey Gypsy. Yeah, a box of tin cup fun. And you know who else? Power pole. Yeah. From the whole boat, bud. Everything. Total boat control.
So on that note, Pat, I want to bring up you guys, all you Stray Cast listeners, if you go to Omnia's YouTube channel, you can check out Seth Fighter's new rigged boat, and we do a whole power pole walkthrough of all the power pole stuff on his boat. The video's like viral, it's blowing up. So really cool video. It's kind of funny watching Seth walk through the boat. So check that out. It's all the power pole stuff on there. It's good stuff.
On Omnia's YouTube channel.
Yep, you got it.
And that's the new Blazer with all the power pole stuff.
All the power pole stuff.
6 times.
Yeah, popcorn's all over.
It's good.
Hey, Pete, it's awesome to have you back here in 2004. You and Omnia Fishing. Look forward to doing a bunch of segments with you throughout the year, and you might even be doing some segments with Popcorn too. So
beautiful.
Yeah, Popcorn Bassin segment.
Yeah.
And Foley,
what's bad?
It's always a pleasure to see your face. It just brings smiles and happiness to the entire. Look at Pete. Look at how Pete's smiling for you.
That's right.
For the are you guys excited?
He's got a beautiful smile.
He does. He does. And he looks like a
sounds like a country song.
He looks like he's got a beautiful smile and it looks like a lender. Yeah, I did that at the end.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. AGT.
Nice run.
AGT.
Yeah.
Hey, Pulse. You know what? Are you excited as I am about Mark Zona coming on tonight?
I am very excited.
I could tell. How about you, Pete? I know you and Z are buds.
Yeah, I miss my buddy, so I'm excited to see the Z train roll. So,
dude, I have not one, not two, but 3 mystery guests. Our amazing producer, Andrew Ellenberger, returning now. Again, 2024. I think Andy's been here 8.5 of the 9, something like that.
Yeah.
He's the glue that keeps this horse from going to the factory, if that makes any sense. And yeah, Pete, we're all excited. What do you say we put the power poles down and we go over to the station and wait for the Z train to come on aboard?
Right on, man. Well, I'm excited for 2024. It's good seeing all you guys.
Yeah, you too, Pete. Foles, you be good.
Good seeing you.
I
will.
Hey,
see you guys.
Bass Galaxy, put the power poles down. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back with Mark Zona, the Z train. Yeah.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain Whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Oh boy. When I hear that,
Hear that train coming?
it could be only one thing. It's the live wire. It's the live wire himself. The Z train has arrived at the station Bass Galaxy. Give it up for the one and only Mark Zona.
Oh my gosh.
Mark Christopher Zona. Look at
Yes.
you. Look at you.
Oh, indeed. With that old school, unnamed Motley Crue album, brings me back. That was not the only good song on that album.
Every song was amazing.
That's right.
on that album.
Yeah.
Every
Yes, you're
song. And I
exactly
never
right.
got in any trouble to that album ever.
Pat, would you mind if I actually took the reins here and grabbed this pony by the mane real quick?
By all means.
I actually mean this as much as I
Please.
run my mouth more than I should. Having the corn back on set, having Popcorn Whitaker back on set. Listen, there's a big debate in the city of Chicago right now. Justin Fields, DJ Moore. Justin Fields leaves. It's DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. Have you guys ever thought maybe you are that tandem, the DJ Moore, Justin Fields? Like, you literally.
I
seen
okay.
you together tonight.
Yeah, Mark, because,
I was more like
people can't decide whether we should stay or go. So yeah, I think it's pretty accurate.
Well, thank you.
Think of it like this, guys. Think of it like this. This is a really good connection to Chicago. Cheese corn, caramel corn. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Alone, but when it's together, it's magic. And maybe that's what you guys are.
Oh,
I don't know.
We are.
I don't know.
It's definitely it's at least he didn't say Doug Flutie.
It's a high compliment.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going there.
Z, we're very happy to have
Shane
Popcorn
McClellan.
back for first off as well. And
Thank
we're
you.
extremely elated that you are the guy that is throwing out the first pitch here. Season 9. Season 9 of Stray Cast. That's silly talk, right?
Listen, I've only thrown out one pitch in my life, and it was actually on the south side. It was stressful then. Not quite as stressful now, but I will tell you something too. Pat, you've done this a hell of a lot longer than 9 seasons. You've worked, you've worked in audio for a long time. Listen, I had
Region
somebody,
Bass Buzz, WJOB,
no,
featuring
yes,
Mark Zona,
exactly.
Saturday morning outdoor cartoon radio.
I was on that.
Lots of time.
That, and I was like, "What the hell am I doing on?" No, that's a joke.
No, you did say that. I wanted you to.
But what's funny is I had, and you've had, all of us, anybody that's watching this that kind of a little bit works in, whether it's radio or streaming now or TV and stuff like that, is you have people say, man, if you make it like 3 or 4 years, gosh, you've made it, dude. To make it, to do what you've done in a very, very obscure way. But I said this to you on the phone today, Whitaker. I said this to Pat on the phone today. Take away all the fun and nonsense and all the BS and everything that we do together. It's funny, like, I'm going somewhere else right now, but to have Pete and to have Luke Foley on and the Mech Professional. Those are the biggest knuckleheads on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And they're all like, oh, yeah, well, we got some sales going, and, there's some tin cup whiskey. Like, dude, those guys are the biggest dorks on Earth, like, bigger than, like, par with us.
Yes.
But to do what you've done, hats off to you guys, man. You've kicked ass.
Thanks, bud.
Pretty impressive.
And of course, thank you and your lovely bride, Karen.
She's right there.
It's her birthday today.
She's so pissed.
She's
so pissed.
Cumpleaños to Karen, Zona, and all that stuff.
I'm at this.
She's not. It's the Scorpion's birthday, and to do the anniversary, the first pitch for Straight Casts, you're one of the only. I don't know that she would have let McInnes have me work tonight for her birthday, but
wow. We feel special now. But let me tell you this, though. I mean, all kidding aside, Mark Zona, you are a freaking American treasure. And you really are. You don't want. I mean, it's hard to accept, bud. I can imagine maybe because you're a very humble gentleman, but you really are an American treasure. But here, what even more I need you to grasp. I need you to grasp this even more. You're ours. This area, we claim you, Mark Zona, like we Chicago Bears to be ours. You are ours on the south side of Chicago. You're ours.
I will always be 312-708, hands down, bar none, and a little bit of 219. I mean, I dated. Sorry, I did at one time. I'm still that. You know what's funny is, man, living in Michigan, even though the boys went to MSU, I love the Spartans. Dude, I could not root for the Wolverines. As much as I want to root for the Lions this coming weekend, man, screw them. Let's go Bears.
Yes.
Right? But I will a little bit. I will for the sake of every hurting Lions fan this coming weekend. Van Dam probably at the top of that list. You want the Lions to win. You don't want to see somebody out of Los Angeles. I don't give a crap about Matt Stafford and that BS story. Anyway, I can go on that for hours.
I don't want to see anybody the other way north either.
And we don't want to see Uncle Kevin upset about Detroit.
No, it's a big weekend for him. I actually got to talk to him. He called 3 times today. I could see that. I could tell that his anxiety is at a Mach 10 right now with the weekend that's coming. But he's excited. Good for him. And hey, the biggest thing is enjoy it because this is a one and done for the Lions this year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would agree. There's no way.
Hey,
no way. They're exposed.
And
we exposed them. The Bears beat them.
Right.
We almost beat them twice, and Bears not good this year. So
yeah, if you have any Wisconsin listeners, they're going to start chirping how bad. Anyway, and we can go.
That's fine.
Blah, blah,
That's
blah,
fine.
right?
They can chirp all they want. We got open water here. They don't.
We could do AM 1000 sports rebuttal all dang day.
I do call in 670 quite a bit. I'm Eli from Shipshawana.
I believe I heard you on there one time, like a long time ago.
No, it was him.
Like a dozen years ago.
He was all fired up.
I'm the only Eli from Shipshawana that uses a lot of profanity and gets kicked off of media.
See, that's because you have the child spirit. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, you really do. We talked about it before on this show, and with you, it's something that you need to survive in the volatile world of bass fishing sometimes, isn't it?
That's no.
Oh, no?
No. I used to, what's funny is, Pat, dude, we are so no, I don't agree. And I did maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Dude, we are so astronomically lucky to live and work in the. I'll never thought I would say what I'm going to say right now, but Ish Monroe, there was something on Bassmaster.com in the last week, and I'm not a reader. I am not a reader, but it was something that I actually read, and he put this industry owes us nothing. And it was a lot of the BS that's gone on in the the off season, and I'm not a big podcaster. I'm just not. I haven't been on for you Pat. You know that. I just
yeah.
dude, I go to work. I go to work. I do my gig, and
we've been playing tag.
Right. And he put and Ish did a blog that said this industry owes us nothing, and it goes along the line of people bitching that, dang it, I should have more sponsors, or get rid of forward-facing sonar and banging their stick on the lawn and bullshit like that. And that's what it is. Dude, we work in the best industry on planet Earth, period, end of story. And the other side of that is bass fishing to this day, as much as I like football, and you guys, when we talk about stuff, bass fishing is the number one thing that leads our life.
It's a common denominator.
Dude, it is what connects us to our family. It's what connects us to our friends. It's what connects us to detach from the struggles of life. And I've learned that. I really learned that since the pandemic, that, you know what, it's a pretty awesome. If you're hooked on bass, if you're watching this podcast, you're into it, dude.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. You're a geek. You're a bass geek.
Like going out and like, what was funny was, Pat, I told you how incredible, when you called today, I told you how incredibly busy I was and I had to run.
Mm-hmm.
I was trimming a jig skirt. I'm sorry. It's just a fact.
See, we talked for an hour.
Right. We did. But I really wanted that skirt perfect.
I'm sure you did. I know you were very meticulous. You were up
at
to
an
something.
angle.
But here, I want to clarify something. You may have misunderstood me a bit. What I meant by the child spirit is you have to keep that good attitude about yourself, about bass fishing, like you expressed, in order to keep away from the BS of the industry.
Yeah,
and I was being
I'm
sarcastic.
sorry.
I was being, when I said
no, that's
I was
actually
being
true.
Yeah, I was saying you need to keep that spirit. I'm like, Aaron had it. It helped him survive. You have it. It helps you survive. I see it in Seth. I see it in Matthew. It's that helps you keep a good attitude about things. So I just wanted to clarify exactly what I meant there.
I believe it's called a Peter Pan complex.
Peter Pan complex.
Yeah. Listen. It's a really good thing when business connects with fishing. It's a really good thing, but at the same time, that's a good point. It's also good to make sure that you keep some distance from that. And what's funny was you just named a bunch of men, I'll call them that tend to still misbehave and do their own gig. You do that on this show, and I think I do that on Zona show. I think I still do that on Bassmasters.
You're misbehaving,
Live.
Like Uncle Baby Billy,
man.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, it is
and we love
great. Oh, that is so righteous gemstone. But yeah, that goes along the lines in any, and we're a professional sport, and having that disconnect though is still, to me at least, it's weird. I can go on this for hours, but to me, it still comes down to, and I'll give you guys a perfect case in point. Popcorn. I know that you catch them on a jig, off riprap, and certain times a year. Pat, you do things on all of your social channels that I didn't. Listen, man, I think I know a lot in the Midwest. I think I know a lot
about my spots, Mark Zona.
I will be honest with you. To see you cranking them on certain days when it's a high of 33 degrees, I'm like, damn, I might not have done that. That is what keeps that child spirit where you're like, man, maybe I didn't quite know as much as I thought I did.
There's got to be a lot of chemicals in the water for that to work in those cold temperatures.
I understand that.
Yes.
No, trust me. I know those same areas.
Chicagoland area.
Yes.
I know those same areas by Monroe. But the point is that is what for me at least, and I think it's a lot of the viewers, what keeps a lot of childlike attitudes is still learning. Still learning.
Sure.
I
Good
truly
point,
believe that.
Steve. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's a great
Yeah,
way to put it.
it's because nothing has changed. You know, if you're a kid, you're learning how to catch fish, and now we just kept learning how to catch fish better.
And
It never stops.
when I feel like I know something, like you were talking about with the cold water cranking or throwing a spinner bait in current and 39-degree water or something, you know what I mean? It's like what you think you know, you really don't know, especially with bass fishing. You don't even
Absolutely.
It's really stupid. Hey,
what's funny is you say that, and I'll be short on this, but this is the 18th or 19th season of Zona show and World's Greatest combined into one. So 2 decades of it. This season probably is more of that, of what we thought we knew. I went to places to try to prove that wrong. And that's not a discredit to journalists and other TV show hosts, but we all think we know a lot about bass. And the real truth is, no, we don't. No, we don't. We know what we know.
We know what we know.
We know what we know.
But we don't know what they know.
But there are going to be some shows that are going to air on places. Popcorn, you know this. You know where I fish. You know the lakes I fish. Mm-hmm. There are going to be things that dispel everything that we grew up thinking, doing, for the last 4 decades. So I think there's a lot of people going to be pissed when it airs, but I think it's interesting.
I think I've heard rumors of what you're talking about. But
open it up.
Cannot wait to see that.
When you first got the Bugsy, you were going to the cottage in Michigan from the south side here and with the family. What was it? How old were you then? Like, was that what? 10?
80, 82, 81, 82, 83. And then I really caught it in the mid 80s, you know, when I won a big tournament with a local fella, $2,000.
Who was that guy? You told me once about this at a sports show once. You were telling me about the guy that got you into bass, and we were doing a radio interview.
Dude, he was.
He come and ask you to derb with him.
I was the original wader. All I did was wade and skip boat docks, and all I did, and I skipped him from shore, and I just skipped boat docks, and he's like, "Hey, there's a tournament," and we ended up winning. We won $2,000, and I was I don't know, 10, 11, whatever it was. And
did you go to Sport Mart and spend it all?
I was Sport Mart's one of their biggest pain in their asses.
Calumet City, Illinois, Sport Mart.
Oh, totally. Right next to the movie theater.
Oh, right, yep.
Right next to the movie theater, which is now there's a Portillo's.
Oh yeah.
But it's weird because I look back on that, and I was lucky that dude asked me to fish that tournament. I think about that. I remember, you know, Pat, you and I've talked about this. I think about that to this day. If that guy did not ask me to fish that tournament, does my life take a different, you know, trajectory? You know, I was big into baseball at the time, and hey, it all worked out. But at the same time, I didn't care. I don't to this day. I never cared if it all worked out.
Wow.
I wanted to take care of Karen and the kids and stuff like that, but I always knew I have to be doing this. Like before television, and this is when I fished a lot of tournaments. Like I would be out on the lake, and Popcorn's been on the lake that I live on. I'd be out there, you know, in a snowstorm. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be in the fishing industry some way, shape, or form. And that I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but it evidently it kind of worked out. I got lucky. But and not only that, Pat, I met the right people, and I don't credit that enough. I met the right people. You know, the only way to make yourself better at what you do, whether you weld, which is what I did, or you're a process server, which is what I did, you hook yourself up with, I don't know, well,
Where were you welding at, Z?
I was actually down in the Thornton Quarry.
Oh, you were. My
next
buddy
to
Bait
you,
Shop Randy
bud.
told me.
I
Yeah.
was down in there, and then
Yeah.
I moved. Then I got certified and moved to Michigan and Northern Indiana and stuff like that. And the other side of that is you wanted to be, you know, when you're in your late teens and early 20s, and there's many things in your mind calling. I'm going everywhere right now on this tonight, but
That's
you want to
okay.
do good at whatever. You want to make your parents proud, and that's kind of what I want to do. And the only thing I was really better than welding or baseball or process serving, which is serving subpoenas, if young kids don't know that, was bass fishing.
You did that?
I did it all. I did.
Wow.
I was a process server.
Like Dog the Bounty Hunter, but Mark Zona?
Pineapple
Very,
Express.
very,
is like
very,
Pineapple
very, very similar to that.
Yeah.
I collected a lot of goods from one place and brought them to another at times. So,
Wow.
See, you had odd jobs.
yeah, I did have odd jobs. Right?
I do think that the
Right.
climate we live in it reminds people, like you were saying, you got to be out there. You got to be out there fishing. Like I get reminded, I get freaked out when I think about living in a warm climate, because I'm like, would it fizzle? You know, I worry about it, because every winter I get 3 months
Right.
or two, you know, more
Right.
like 2
You're
months.
Should I
out.
feel
the
guilty?
opportunity.
You get
Should
a
I
couple
feel
months where
guilty?
you're like, I
Uncomfortable?
gotta be out there. You know,
Right.
what's
No, I
that
get
like?
that. No, really, what's strange with what we do, with what we do is, and one of my best cameramen, Brian Evie, you know, you have massive, at least in taping world, in taping Zona show and taping Pro Team Journal for Striking and Lose, or Bassmaster world, you go on these massive spells of, all right, hey, we're leaving on January 2nd, because that's when we left last week. I'm only home for 2 days. So you leave on January 2nd, and you come home intermittently here and there. Pat and I've talked about this, and it's a little bit of the reason I've become weird. When I am home, I become a hermit, because you're gone so long, and then when you're home, you almost get a guilt complex, like, damn it, man, I've been home for 72 hours and I haven't done anything, and you're like,
Yeah.
Wow, am I going to get fired?
Yeah.
Seriously.
No,
Right,
I understand.
Yeah.
15 years ago, that is exactly what I thought. I thought, shit, man, I've been home since October 1st to October 4th. Is there somebody looking? Right? Like,
Right.
am I gonna? I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore, because of the time that I think that we, but again, we're very blessed, very fortunate. But you have to realize that it's a very, very weird occupation. We're really weird occupation.
Yeah.
Again, but a very fortunate.
Yes.
occupation.
Lucky as
No
could be.
rules written at all.
Hey, you know,
Lucky
there's
as
so
could be.
much BS and negativity in bass fishing that there was, as you know, a lot of
Yes.
negativity was creeping up.
Too much.
And
Too much.
yeah, it hurt my soul. I bass fishing is so dear to me when I see people misbehaving, and that means maybe not, you know what I mean, just not adhering to the proper ways of bassing. It actually hurts me. And
Yeah.
but I was able to overcome it. I was able to overcome.
I'm not.
Well, I'm going to tell you here. Listen to me. Zona, you told me this once. This is advice you gave me, and I'm going to throw it back at you. Ready?
I might go back on it right now.
You got a chance. You got a chance to reboot. All right. You once told me, Pat, don't ever let yourself be jaded by this industry. Keep your head down and run the ball.
Yeah, I did.
That's
say
you, Mark.
that.
You told me
That's
that.
a Bears fan.
Yeah, I did say that. Sometimes you
told me
lose the
that.
game. Sometimes you lose the game running the ball, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so bad. Oh my
Okay,
God.
Walter.
No, hey, look, man. There has been there's been a lot of BS, man. There's been a lot of BS. I watched some tournaments. I don't do real well with, when I hear I take so much pride in.
You feel it
in
as
the-
well. You feel it.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
Bass, you're the same kid. Like, Popcorn's in
Yeah.
the same era. We didn't have all of this at our disposal. In
Yeah.
order to get the knowledge, we had to wait for it or pursue it. And
Yeah,
by wait for it was waiting for Bassmaster at the mailbox.
Yes.
Pursue it was even going to the library and reading Homer's Circle,
Yeah,
bass fishing.
Go to the
You know what
Rosemont Convention Center once a year.
Yeah, to see Al
Oh my
Linder
gosh.
and Babe.
Yeah.
Boo is awesome right now. Babe Winkleman, by the way.
You know what's weird, Pat, is I work where my heart started in 1981, 1982, watching those shows on TNN, and here's what I can tell you is I'm damn happy I work where I work.
Yeah, boy.
I'm very, very happy where I work. I've seen a lot of stuff throughout the bass fishing, the professional fishing tournament world the last 4 years that I'm not going to get into it. I've said it. I can.
We don't want to get into it. We don't want to.
I don't want to. But here's what I can tell you. You're right. Don't get jaded.
Thank you.
Because here's what I can tell you is I said this to you 2 years ago. The time for me, and I hope the anglers that have fished the Bassmaster Elite Series the last 5 years, and don't get me wrong, I loved the era of Aaron Martin's domination, Kevin Van Dam domination, all the way to the jihad of uncertainty. But what's weird is since that time of uncertainty of the MLF Bassmaster split has been my favorite time working at Bassmaster.
I could tell,
yeah,
as you would say.
Yeah, I love it. I don't like it. I absolutely have loved it. There's some stuff outside of there where I look at, I'm like, what is that? But whatever. You know what? Whatever. That's that bad.
Embrace it.
That's
Embrace
not
it.
my bad. Because I know, here's what I can tell you. If I had to commentate that crap, I'd be long gone.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. And
I would.
I kind of feel it.
But I mean, what got better though? So it's the best time. Like what is it?
Yeah, what jumps off the page
what
that really
specifically
makes this the era? What is it for you?
Hunger, young guys that were hungry, not entitled. And I don't want that to sound the wrong way because
you're nailing it.
There was a lack of you owe me. I don't, I hate to say it. There was a time that I was at Bassmaster where I felt like I was trying to work with Terrell Owens or Chad Ochocinco's, and you're like, screw this, man. Dude, listen, no, when I say that, I was like, dude, I can actually go really work with those guys instead of you.
Right.
Really. And I got tired of it. And that's
wow.
Before that departure, I was starting to bow out. You could ask Davey and Tommy and Mike McInnes. There was a lot of that. That's not why I got into this. I don't need somebody to tell me that they'll only give me 4.5 minutes of their time or 2.5 minutes of their time.
Right.
That's not.
Bass Fisherman did that to you, Z?
Yeah.
They did that to you, Mark Zona.
100%. One person said he won a tournament. He won a tournament a decade ago, 12 years ago. And I asked him, I said, hey, we're going to do a winning ways. is there any way you can do an interview at the next tournament for 45 minutes to promote your sponsors that of the baits you caught them on? And he said, yeah, if you pay me $4,000 to sit down and do that. And I looked at him, I said, is that where we're at? I said, is that where we're at? He said, I guess that's where we're at. And
what
what's
gave
funny
him
is,
that? What
Wow.
what gave someone that entitlement or arrogance? What I mean, just winning a derb? I mean, like,
that
is that in the book?
right.
See, is that going to be in the Zona book?
Yeah, I'll say exactly who that was that day.
I can't.
And
wait
what's
to get
funny
that.
was I looked at him and I said, no, we don't have that kind of budget. But if you want to promote your sponsors, you're welcome to join us. He said, no, I'm not going to join you. And what's funny was at that next tournament, we were doing other tournaments throughout that season. Certain angler would come in, do his 45 minutes and promote whoever his sponsor was. And that angler that said, you have to pay me, sat just off camera in a chair. And finally I looked at him and I said, why are you here? And he said, well, are you gonna ask me to be on? I said, 1,000% no. We're wrapping up. And that was
wow.
it. So
well, good.
He's long gone. He's long gone.
Thanks for giving me that joke for the next
Yeah.
time somebody asks me to say something. I'm going to
Yeah.
say 4,000.
Hey, shooter. There you go. That's all I'll say.
Whoa. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's do a Mark
You
Zona
do-
timeline.
All right.
You want to do a timeline?
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to take it from you graduated Homewood Flossmoor in what? 91?
91.
91. I did a little R&D on you. I read your file.
Yes.
I read your file. So let's take it from 92 to like, I don't know now, but it's going to be brief. Check it.
Okay.
Just a couple years.
All right.
So basically I have this as a synopsis of 1992 to 2003 to describe Mark Zona.
Yeah.
That is Derber. You're a tournament
Yes.
fisherman. You're a tournament fisherman. You're also a salesman at the time. Mark Zona's a salesman then.
It was a 50-50.
Okay. 50-50 what?
I would say basically from October to April, I was a salesman. And from April to October, I was. But what's weird is
80-20. I'm giving him 80-20.
No, and it as what was funny was as it got closer to the year 2000, it was way more tournaments probably than it was sales.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you did good, see? You did. You got a lot of seconds.
A lot of those seconds led to an Angler of the Year, and that was
yes, you did get it. I was coming to that. Sorry, I did.
That was a big thing in this house because we needed that money, Pat. We were broke as hell. We were broke as could be.
No, I know it was a big deal, and I was certainly going to mention that because that was a big deal for back then, man. To accomplish that, especially for where you came from and what it meant to you too, and as you said, the importance to the family. So the other thing I had in there from 1992 to 2003, I had Derber, salesman, husband, dad.
Yeah.
All that. Between 1992 and 2003. Is that right? Did I get it?
Yeah.
It's a lot, see?
Wow. That was a busy time.
Yeah.
Right. Skipping boat docks and having kids.
I mean, all kinds of goodness.
It's really weird, Pat. It had to go, especially when the kids, when we had the twins, it had to go from being really, really, really drastically immature to really mature in a 30-day span.
Yeah.
And I don't.
And pretending to be when you weren't feeling that way.
I don't. Maybe. Yeah. You know what?
I mean, picking up. You got to do it. You got to go through the motions till you get the motion. Sometimes.
You know what's funny is, I took a lot of shit for granted. I took being healthy and my wife being healthy and being moderately, just a little bit when you're like hell, we can go have a steak, or we can leave for a weekend and go stay at a hotel. I took a lot of things for granted. I took tournaments. I don't want this to sound the wrong way. I wish I would have worked harder at tournaments, because I look at what those performances were now. And a lot of the guys, hell, Luke knows. Luke Foley. I've known Luke longer than any of you.
Yeah.
I've known him longer than I've known my wife. Is you're right. There was a lot of seconds, and there was a lot of seconds because I didn't understand to be a killer. And I did. I took. I was just, I was that dude that, hey man, a B+ is just as good as an A. It is. Until the boys were born and struggled in life, and that's when I learned that better not do that anymore. You better grow up, and you better start acting like a man, instead of running along the lakeshore playing volleyball, skipping boat docks, and trying to be a good husband. Why don't you actually be one? And I think that was the turning point in my life.
Yeah, I like it. See, and it reminds me of something too. We always talk
I've
about.
never told anybody that.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. Thank you for sharing that with us.
She'd agree. She's somewhere probably like, yeah, you dumbass. So.
But see, like Jerry McInnes told us, remember, Rye? Everything happens for a reason in life and in bass fishing.
Yeah. Season 1.
Yeah, season 1. Thank you, Ryan. And it brought us back to the fact that, like, now was the time. You're ready, and in 2004, you got that phone call.
Yeah.
You were ready now, Z. You were ready.
Yeah. That was a different when I went to work for ESPN. That was when it was weird, because it was a collision of television. Sorry, it was a collision of television, and where my tournaments, and the thing was tournaments and sales, and what we all work for, which a lot of your viewers, if you're trying to bust into the industry, man, I had it. And it's almost like, to put it into football terms, it's like, shoot, dude, we just had a 11-5 record. Let's not blow this up. And then television came along, and all right, let's blow this up.
Yes.
No, really.
I love
that's
it.
What it was. It was very, very eerily similar to that, because I had sponsor backing. I was coming out of an Angler of the Year deal with the Everstarts, which are I don't know what the hell they are now. It was all of that stuff going on, and right when I took that job, I fished an open. On Champlain while being on television, and I took third. It was third out of, 150, 160 people. Second or I don't even remember what it was. I remember where I caught him, because that Koya Fujita caught him right there this last time. I'm like, wow, they still live there. But it was a point in my life right there at that tournament. I came in, and I thought I was going to win. And I don't know. I won like an 18-foot Triton boat.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, I can't fish tournaments and cover tournaments and cover this sport professionally if I'm fishing. I have to pick one or the other right now. Now, this day. And since that day, I've, besides a Tuesday nighter with the knuckleheads, I've never, ever really gone back in the ring again.
Wow. That's quite a turn in, especially when derbing was so installed in your blood. But I think maybe that the transition is you were not out of derbing. You were now a different part of it and a crucial element. I mean, Z, you're part of bass fishing history. That was supposed to happen. That's in the book. That's in the book.
I, I think so now, Pat. I would have struggled to say that, I would have, now that it's gone on for so long and it's been it's been such an awesome ride. But the part that immediately came in, that filled that void of tournaments was Zona Show, was World's Greatest on ESPN, and then it went to Zona Show. That filled, trust me, man, there is
you got to fix the Jones.
Way more pressure shooting a show and a budget and weather than I ever had in a look, man. You can suck in a tournament, go home and tell your wife, I know where I messed up.
Right.
You can go shoot a show and not get a show and come home and tell the Scorpion, hey, I know where I messed up. She'd be like, yeah, don't do that again. Right? Like, there's a big difference, man. And I guess from a and I'm a juicer. I'm into that. I still get it. I got it last week. I'm going to tape a week from now. I still get that fume, when I'm around Hackney, when we're taping and I'm around certain people, you get that where you're a bull and you're snorting to get out. And what's funny is I get that shooting a Zona Show and I get a different anxiety. I get a different jam getting ready to cover out. Like, I'm so ready to cover this next season for the Elite Series that I have been in my career. Like, I'm really jacked up to do that, which means I as much as Pat, you and I've talked, which means as much as I say maybe I'm on the last inning, maybe I got 3 more innings left. So who knows?
You got 9 in you.
I don't think so. Yeah.
You got 9
a lot
in
more.
You got 9 in you.
It's not a double header, but I mean, it might be extra.
So, hey, we kind of skipped, and I'm just going to clarify for the viewers and listeners here that 2004, you started Loudmouth Bass with Kumar. Then you went, right? Is that right? That was 2004. That was the first ESPN gig.
Yeah.
And then you went to, was it 2005 or 6 was World's Greatest and Bassmaster?
Well, Bassmaster was right after. It was a weird transition, but
after they canned your show,
it really went from Loudmouth Bass. As they canceled Loudmouth Bass is when the McInnes group and JM kind of said they not kind of, they took me in and said, hey, we'd like you to. I had one test run. In the studio, and then they said, hey, we'd like to hire you for Bassmaster next year. And I had already known Loudmouth was canceled, but we had to finish the entire season.
Gotcha.
So that started, and then so did World's Greatest. And then it was awesome. It was unbelievable. And not that Loudmouth wasn't.
2008 was Zona's awesome.
So 2000. I'm just going to say 2005 was World's Greatest, and then 2000. Yeah, so it'd be the 19th year. Yeah, I'd say 2008 was Zona. Zona's awesome. That's when I took ownership of it. Thank God. Yeah.
Z, and thank God that all this stuff happened. Because
you know what's funny is I don't know that I've told anybody. Don't know that I've told it. So ESPN, Mike McInnes knows this story, and Karen really knows this story. And when all I did was when World's Greatest was on. There's 2 different ways to do television back in the day. Not now, but back in the day, is you're either a hired gun, where you're a host, You come in and do your deal. That's what I was. But they own the show. So ESPN owned World's Greatest. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
And they sell all the advertisement and stuff like that. And I just come in for X amount of dollars. At the time, it was not a lot of dollars, but I thought,
yeah, why not? I get that.
Let's go.
Oh, I understand.
I can just hook it up and go fishing, and that was awesome. And I kind of learned. I think I learned a little bit how to host a show, and then I remember somebody called me one day and they're like, "Hey, we're getting rid of all the hunting and fishing programming off of ESPN, and we're going to keep Bassmaster." And I was like, "Well, I really like this World's Greatest thing." They're like, "Yeah, don't worry about that. Just do Bassmaster." I'm like, "No, I think I can go do this. I think I can go do this." And it's no joke. I went to ICAST in 2007 or 7, it would have been. And I didn't tell Karen this. I got the price of the time buy. The time buy was $250,000 at the time, and production would have been equal almost. So I went to ICAST $480,000 in debt, and I had a list of companies that I thought, man, if I could work with these companies, I think I could do them a really good job. I use their stuff and blah blah blah. And I remember sitting. There's a place in Vegas that's where the ICAST was. There's a place in the morning called Carnegie Deli, and I was sitting in there and I was shaking.
Oh, geez.
I was shaking, and I had a pad of paper, and Mike McInnes came down, and he's like, you need me to go with you to these sales meetings? And I was like, no. I said, I'm gonna go do that. I didn't have no agent and none of that BS. I said, I'm just gonna go try to, maybe if I can get like 4 or 5 of these, we can get off the ground. I remember it to this day. There was 11 companies, and I came back that night, and we locked up 10 of those companies. We got turned down by 1, and I looked at Mike, and I'm like, let's go.
Wow. That's
Let's
great.
go. I'll never forget my wife.
That's a beautiful ICAST for you.
10 of 11. That's crazy.
I'll never forget Karen looking at me, and she's like, we were flying, and she goes, no, she said this. She goes, "Now, Mark, how much is this going to cost?" And I said, "It's going to cost about $480,000. And she goes, "Now, how much have you sold?" I said, "Approximately 0. And I looked at her face, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah.
And it worked out.
Worked out.
Good job, Z.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was
Hey, listen, will not probably become a millionaire, but that was the changing point of my entire life, to roll that dice, because those companies that jammed with me, that are still with me, I owe them the world. I owe them the world to gamble on us.
Are those 11 companies still with you, Z? I mean,
no.
Okay, some of them.
The majority. Yeah, the majority.
Okay.
The majority. I would say 80% still die hard with us. I think that's one thing we've prided ourselves on. I think in since 2007, we've only had 3 or 4 transitions. That's just not, dude, I love the products that I use, but I love the people as much as the products that I've worked with. And that is exactly how that story happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
You saved it,
dude.
Z.
There is no more hollow feeling than going to the poker table knowing, damn it, we're down 480. Right?
Like with real empty pockets. Short pocket.
That was all paid. That was all paid already. The time, the airtime, and everything.
We had not. We were broke.
You're broke.
Yeah. No other way to put it.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
But what was funny was, to this day, Mike McInnes was the one that said, "Dude, you can do this. You can." And I'm like, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna lie, dude. That night we did celebrate.
Yeah, he was like the coach in Rocky, and you were Sylvester Stallone.
Totally. He came to a few of those meetings, but he looked at me halfway through and he goes, "You're on autopilot the rest of your career, bud. You're good." And that's been what it was.
I like it. I like it. Autopilot.
Yeah. But what's funny is what you just said about McInnes is he's the originator, dude. He is the originator of FLW tournaments, the Bassmaster Live. Every classic all of us have watched the last 22 years. He is the Bill Belichick of that. He is the mind, the wizard behind the curtain that nobody sees. But above and beyond that, he has a passion. He's a stick. He's a really badass fisherman that wants all of us, knuckleheads, Popcorn and you, Pat, all of us to watch shit and go, "Dang it, man, that's good stuff."
And Mike, if you're watching, we do. That's what we
dude,
do.
He's it, man. He's it.
Yeah.
Listen, I knew Mike a little bit before him and I became business partners, and he was my boss. There's none better. There's none better. If I'm, besides my time with Tommy and the crew and the whole group, Mike McInnes he is a gold nugget in the fishing industry as far as what knuckleheads like us watch.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't know that about you, how you were that knuckle-boned, like make or break. That was not going to either. It was either going to happen or not happen. And I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't have a financer where that they're like, don't worry, dude, you just go catch some bass, man.
You didn't have a rich Texas tycoon backup.
No. I remember Karen
misbehaving.
I remember Karen going, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "Don't worry, this week's gonna go good.
It's only $500,000, honey. We'll find it. Don't you worry your pretty head."
Obviously, things have changed, and the way content is consumed, things are numbers-wise, things are drastically different. But it was good. It was good to be in the television days of the guys like of television of Bill Dance, and where that stuff was rocking into what it is now in the digital and whatever what we're doing right now. Because I could say that I've lived in the exact world of that transition.
Yeah.
To understand a little bit, because I think you'll probably see guys like Kevin. Kevin retired from tournament fishing. He's got one or two left, but he's in that world of some folks consume television, some folks don't. It's a very, very age demographic of television. You got to kind of do it all now. You got to be on every platform you can be on. So.
Yeah, and you're covering it. You're covering the gamut. I see you evolving. I see you evolving.
Your show is covering it too. Just to not to give you too big of a compliment, but I have cable for sports and for your show. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nice.
That's all I watch on cable.
Bassmasters,
everything else is
Zona and sports. That's it.
Yeah,
that's Ryan. That means a lot. Jerry. Mike's dad taught me something, and it's invaluable. It's invaluable. And I always thought, and Ryan, I mean this, I always thought that it mattered, and I still do. Him and I would argue, Jerry and I would argue a little bit about this before he passed. He said, "Zona, it's not about the fish." I said, "Oh, damn it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is."
What?
Pat, he said, "No, it's about the experience, and it's about, and I don't care what Jerry said, Jerry wanted to catch the biggest one at the end of the,
he did. Yeah.
Or somebody on his show. He didn't care as long as that touchdown got scored. But what I have learned is, and it's why we all do this, man. It's why, it still is. You take away professional fishing and stuff, it It is the experience. It is the experience from the very first one that we caught 50 years ago to the last one we caught 2 days ago. It's, this, man. It's that feeling in the air. It's the feeling you get, and you guys understand that. And it took me a long time to realize, at least for my product, it's way more the experience and smiling. And I hope people watch Zona show or Zona content, and when it's done, they go, damn it, man, I just want to go do that.
Yeah, and we feel good, Z.
Yeah,
that's it.
Good.
Yes,
that's what it is.
You want to make people go do it.
Yeah, you want to make them do it and feel good doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up still a skateboarder, but grew up a skate. But the highest compliment we could give to a skate video was, it makes me want to go skate.
There you go.
And I feel the exact same way about fishing.
And dude, for
TV shows and fishing tournaments and all that. If it makes me want to go fish, it did its job.
Yep.
For you to say, look, man, for me to watch all your guys, your jig shows on breaker walls on Lake Michigan, and Pat cranking, and listen, that's what we are. That's what we do. And for you to pay that compliment that you keep plugged in to cable just for a knucklehead show like mine in football, that means the world.
Believe me, there's lots of people doing it too, Z. Hey, Z, let's do a little misbehaving.
Why don't we?
You want to do some misbehaving?
I do, Pat. More than you know. More than you know.
We're gonna enter into the misbehaving section of episode 1, season 9 of Stray Cast. And this first deal I got here is a little thing called Crazy Eights. Okay, and it's basically just a version of kind of rapid fire questions, but it's Judge Wapner type stuff. You know what I mean? This is People's Court laying it on the line. And is People's Court still a thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Judge if you're watching this and you know Judge Wapner, you know.
Who's the new People's Court guy?
I don't know. Judge Judy.
Sure.
Maybe Judge Judy. Hey, Ginge, you got any People's Court music? Maybe Andy's got People's Court. I don't know. Oh.
Okay. I'm good
this
with
is
that.
from Night Court. That's even better. Z, it's a little deal called Crazy Eights right here. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you just got to say it. You got to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay? Ready? Promise tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you, Mark Zona. So help you, Mark Zona. Hey, give me an example when they say truth is stranger than fiction. Truth is stranger than fiction. Give me an example of that in bass fishing.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Fiction in bass fishing. What's a crazy truth in bassing? It could be about the fish. It could be about the anglers. It could be about the sport in general. What's something?
Not everything you see is real. Not everything you see in live, in content, is real. We've always known that watching professional fishing. Here's what I can tell you. That is fact. Not everything you see at times is real.
Okay.
In many different ways. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, very good. Can you give us one example?
Yeah, give an example.
Can you give an example?
Anytime an angler turns his back and unhooks a bass and then tells you, do I need to go any further than that?
We know who the king of that is, too.
There
Anyway, hey, who's the best bass angler in the Bass Galaxy? The best bass angler, the most feared bass angler in the Bass Galaxy.
I still give it to Greg Hackney.
Greg Hackney.
I absolutely give it to Greg Hackney. You can throw that across the board. I would say Aaron retired the best in my mind ever as a pure fisherman. Greg Hackney is, and I'm probably really biased on that popcorn just because he truly is. He is my best. He is my best friend in the world, and this is the only year that I picked Greg Hackney to win the Classic.
Wow!
Every single year I've worked for Bassmaster, except for this year.
Oh, really?
I'm hoping that the track breaks.
Yeah, it's a good move. It's a good move. Take the pressure off him.
If I had to, listen, you can put Jacob Wheelers and Patrick Walters and Kyle Welchers and Connells out there, dude. If I had to lay money on a table, I'd lay it on with. You gotta go to a lake blind. I put it on Greg Hackney.
I agree.
Nice.
Natural man. He's a natural ability. Hey, in every relationship, Mark Zona, no matter how in love you are with the other person, there's always something about them that maybe grinds your gears just a bit. Okay? What is that about Tommy Sanders that grinds your gears?
Total honesty.
Of course.
He's so damn good.
He's perfect.
Dude.
He's a righteous gemstone.
And here's the one thing that, and I've lit his ass up about this is, and I think I've told you this, Pat. We've talked about this. Tommy is so high and tight. I think I'm prepared when I come to studio and then I look at Sanders. Like I'll come in and I'll have that many notes, and Sanders, like, dude, he's ready and he's flawless. He's flawless.
He really is.
He is.
But I got in his boat once.
Oh.
And it was eerily similar to his car. There is such a lack of order. It's chaos.
Really?
Crap everywhere.
I don't see that about Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
wow.
Listen.
Dirty car Sanders.
Tommy is frightening, a lot like Jerry McInnes. He is high and tight in studio when the camera rolls, but he is a walking disheveled mess. And I would say that to his face.
I would have never either.
Wow.
I figured the bed sheets
Unreal.
are tight with that guy.
Yeah, Sanders is like a
military.
He's on like a Vince Kelly level. Pat Hughes.
On camera,
Yeah,
yes. Off camera, no.
He's not like Vince Kelly, but he's like Kelly from the Bad News Bears.
Kelly Leak.
Kelly Leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Kelly. I am Kelly Leak.
He's jumping that dirt bike off second base.
Oh goodness. Hey, bass fishing to the Olympics. Pick 4 anglers. Who's on the team? 4 of them.
4 of them. Give me Hackney. Give me Welcher. Give me Walters. And I want Drew Cook.
Wow. Okay. Excellent. Great choices. Great choices.
I think Drew Cook is. I think Drew Cook is about a step away from being a major pain in the rest of the Elite Series ass, because you could tell he has that attitude.
He does.
I
love it.
Yeah. I like that. I like anybody that walks around kind of pissed off and nothing. Right?
Yeah.
He has that. He knows.
You walk too close to his truck.
He's got it. But I would say that'd be a pretty good team.
That'd be a good team.
Yeah.
Hey, what's a song and a movie? You know that movie Groundhog Day, by the way? You know Groundhog Day? Same thing happens to Bill Murray, over and over. Every
Woodstock, Illinois.
That was right. It was in Woodstock, Illinois.
Yes.
That's right.
I watched it. I went.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You were there. Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
You were there. Hey, okay. So what's a song and a movie that's going to play every day for the rest of your life? It's only one song and it's only one movie, but it's going to play every day for the rest of your life.
The theme from Escape from New York, hands down, bar none.
Wow.
Yeah, you can look it up right now. John Carpenter theme from Escape from New York.
I know it.
The original, every day, the rest
Interesting
of my
choice.
life.
Interesting
I
choice.
would walk around on the south side with that theme in my head. It's because before I was able to hunt deer, and I would carry rocks and kill rabbits and squirrels to that in my head. So
I still do that.
Hey Ryan, there's a lot of truth in what I just said right there. There's a
I
lot
believe
of
you.
truth right there.
I believe it. I've been in Chicago long enough. I get it.
Yeah.
Z, all right, that's it. You did good on Crazy 8.
I felt good.
I didn't even ask
that.
all 8 questions. That's okay. That's okay. Hey, where's Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja? How you doing back there, Gingy?
Good.
Gingy, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Gingy, say hi to Mark Zona.
How you doing, Z?
Hey,
what is up, Ginge?
do you believe Ginge has been producing the heck out of this deal for 8.5 of the 9 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
He's been on it since the ride started.
Yeah, he's the one that keeps the glue, keeps this horse out of the factory. I don't even know what that means.
Someday we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Keeps this horse out of the glue factory.
yeah, keeps this horse out of the glue factory.
There
That's
you
what he does. It's a thin raft we all ride on. But Andy, I know Andy, you got something special worked up for Z today, and it's something that's called Every Picture Tells a Story. And Andy compiled, with the help of your lovely bride, birthday girl Karen Zona, some cool pictures of your past. If you would like to flash these pictures on the screen, and I'll describe them for the people on the podcast tomorrow. Or maybe you could describe them, Z.
Okay.
And tell us a little story about them, okay?
Okay. Give me a time limit per picture, because
I mean, we got some cool stuff to do, so it's up to you. I'd say clip it. Let's do it.
Run it.
All right, look at this one.
Wow.
Okay,
Papa
what is
Z, last summer, 9-pound walleye. And if I could say the exact words my dad said, I had no net. If I could say the exact words that he said next to the side of the boat, you would have thought that I hooked Jaws. Yes.
It's the internet.
It was black eyes like a doll's eyes.
That's exactly what it was. Get that.
And that's Al Zona. That's Mark's father, and Z's holding up the big eye right there. That's awesome. Run him, Andy. What do we got, Ginge?
Wow.
Oh man. Look at this. Look at this. See. Look at this.
That is a lot of people ask me, do you ever not get a show when we go on location? And there's been 3 times in my life we did not get a show, and one of them was that day with Aaron Martins, but I caught that fish at the end of the day, and Aaron bitched at me because he said I casted over his line and caught that.
Sounds right. It sounds right. Beautiful. Oh, look at this one. Yes.
Wow.
I love this one.
That'll make me cry.
I love this one.
That is when I threw the first pitch out at Comerica State. Is that it? Is that
United Center? What? No, not.
I think it's guaranteed rate now.
Whatever it is now.
We call it Comiskey.
Anyway,
it's still Comiskey.
Right, it's still Comiskey.
It was U.S. Cellular.
I lived a lifetime there in the late '80s, but that I threw the first pitch out there with the family. That was a big time.
And that's Hunter, Jacob, Karen,
Jacob, Karen, and a bunch of my very Italian friends were in the crowd making fun of me the entire time, because they told me, they said, you have to go from the mound. Don't do it from the front of the mound. And I did it from the mound, and it was a total shit show. Yeah, from the rubber.
And we tried really hard to find video of that. Was it a strike?
It was outside a little bit. Chris Sale was the one that was my catcher.
Oh, okay.
And he did. He goes, Ryan, you'll love this. He goes, hey, dude. He goes, are you the fishing guy? And I said, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And he said, go. All right. He goes, look. He goes, I see all your buddies over here. And he goes, they're a rowdy group. He goes, go to the front of the mound, throw me a lollipop. Everybody's going to clap. And I said, no. I said, I'm thinking full wind up, rubber, high heat. And he looked at me, started laughing. He goes, whatever.
Yeah, that's great. That's Z.
Did he set up with his glove upside down? That's what would tell you.
He caught it outside. It was outside. It was close to but I did, dude. I threw. I'm going to say it was low 70s, which
nice.
And
look at you, Nolan Ryan.
He ran out. And he goes like this. He goes, I just saved your ass, bro.
Yeah,
look at this one.
If you hit the backstop, you're going to be exited out the back door for sure.
Wow.
Here, Z.
So that right there was the original. That was the Flemish Cup, which I don't even know what that means. It was Florida, Michigan. I made the name up, Flemish Cup, on Ray Scott's Lake with Roller Martin, Shaw Grigsby, and Ray Scott was generous enough. And that's actually the very first crew I work with. The guy in the middle with a gray shirt standing is Randy White. He is now the actual producer of Major League Fishing. So weird how life, gosh, look at that. My gosh.
One of my favorite episodes. That was awesome.
Yeah. What's up with Ray Scott's leg right now? Like,
I do not know. I do know what this is no joke. So we were there. So Van Dam and I, we're having a cocktail. Back in the day, I would say it was Captain Morgan's. We're having a cocktail, and Ray come down to our room, and he said, boys, get in the four wheeler, boys. All right. So we kind of pour one up, and Kevin's like, where we go? I don't know, man. So we go to this beautiful ridge, looking over the lake, and boys like it up here. Yeah, they're gonna buy it tomorrow for you now. We're kind of all sitting there, and I looked at Van Dam. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, for the right price, this exact view could be yours.
He's just like John Goodman from Righteous Gemstones. Exactly.
Yeah, for the right price, you all can have yourself a little lot like this.
Wow. That's our Ray Scott.
That's so good.
Totally
Yeah,
awesome.
bud.
Totally awesome.
Hey, let's bring some mystery guests. Wow. Oh, Ginge has one more.
Oh my
What is
God.
this?
Wow.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
That is innocence and non-innocence right there.
Combined. Look at you, Z, in the Olin Mills photo.
Yeah. That is, oh my gosh. There's way too much going on right there.
That is is that a fifth grade mark Zona on the bottom in a is that am I right? Am I guessing?
No, you're spot on. That's a fifth grade, and that is that's a junior year mark Zona.
Junior year mark Zona is a badass.
I know exactly what happened.
You're
I know exactly what went on that night.
Oh, you do, I'll bet.
Class of 1090 with that mullet.
You are.
Yes,
and I was talking
I was taking receipts on everybody that night if they said something to me.
And you are lucky that Al and Bonnie even let you in the living room to take that picture. You know what I mean?
They were so proud of their boy. They were so proud of them. But look at Mark. Woo! Pack of marbs in the chest. Yeah, listen, I was Seth Fighter before Seth Fighter was born.
Oh, I can see.
Be honest. Did you ever knock steps into the side of that haircut?
I did not. No, I was way before that, bud.
I think you have to own a Camaro for that to happen.
Yeah, you did.
No, I probably had a Fiero, to be honest with you, but I can tell you, I was already tatted up. That's late 80s. It was already happening. There was things happening.
If you had a Fiero, it's good to still have you with us.
Yeah.
Right.
Zona in a Fiero.
Oh my God.
That's pretty outstanding. Hey, let's have some real fun now. Andy, how we doing? Can we do the mystery guest phone calls now?
I'm trying to load up now.
Okay, you tell me when.
Yep, I'll let you know.
Okay. What I have done here is I have assembled 3 gentlemen.
Yes.
And what they are going to do is they're going to call up.
Okay.
And they're going to disguise their voices.
Okay.
And you need to guess who these gentlemen are. They're very
That's
important.
not hard. I don't think that's very hard for me.
Okay. Well, we tricked you before doing this. The only one you got was Aaron. Aaron couldn't do it. He's like, hey, bro. I'm like, Aaron. Oh, there's the line. We got a fish on the line. Welcome. Oh, how are you there?
Hey, yeah. I'm here.
Hey.
What?
Hey.
Where are you calling from, caller?
Where are you calling from, caller? Where you at?
I'm calling from my house, where I live at.
Your house where you live at?
Yeah, yes.
Give Zona a clue to guess who you could be.
I don't know. Mark, can you hear me, Mark? I'm thinking you can hear me.
I think I can. Is this good old D. Wayne from Northern Alabama?
Well, no, I met you several years ago, Mark. At Toledo Bend. Y'all was having
Did you buy my rain suit?
Yeah, no. No, I met you down there. Y'all was having a Bassmaster tournament there, and you staying over at Bo's condos there in Cypress Bend. Bo down inside
right
the condo.
on the golf course.
Yeah. And so anyway, there was a bunch of them staying there, and they bought a big old rib roast and cut a bunch of steaks up. Said, "Come on over and have steaks." So I went over, and we ate. Yeah, we ate steaks and had a big time. And then you come in late, you and some other fella, and you seen that piece of meat sitting over there, and you cut off a couple of big steaks, and you put them in the frying pan on the stove inside the condo, and smoked up the place, and you cooked them in about 4 minutes, and you ate them in about a minute and a half, and that was the dangest thing I ever seen in my life. I mean, I thought it's something out of the Beastmaster or Planet of the Apes or something like that.
Skeletor. Skeletor's your enemy.
Kind of like that. Yeah. One of them
I was going to ask you. You said your name was Bo.
No. My name is Royce Tidwell.
Royce Tidwell. Royce, I'm going to ask you a favor back at you because it might give me a clue. Would you ask me to tee up the power pole replay of the day? I've seen that once or twice. Yeah, I can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Zona announced this gentleman.
I'm going to go with it's the only person that I'm more married to than Karen Zona, and that is my bestest, Tommy Sanders.
Can we do the reveal? Wow. Is it Tommy Sanders? Please turn the camera on.
Well,
it is Tommy Sanders.
See, the problem is I had to call Tommy earlier today, I got a little bit of tone, memoration there.
That's right. I tipped it off. I blew the scam.
Everybody on the Facebook chat guessed Hackney.
They thought it was.
They all said Hackney.
Tommy, just so you know,
I'm not gonna lie.
Tommy, I'm going to refer to you in the first Elite Series tournament as Royce Tidwell throughout the entire.
Please do.
Your mustache looks amazing, Tommy.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to figure. Was it more Jed Clampett or more Monopoly guy?
I heard a lot of Carl from Sling Blade in there.
Yeah, that's right.
French fried taters.
French fried potatoes.
You said like that. You said like that a lot.
Like that, and I know.
Wait, did we miss a phone call? Wait, there it is. Wait, hold on. We got the phone ringing. Hello? Is someone there? Did you answer it? Oh, Tommy, you get it.
I can't do it.
Hello.
Hey, who's there?
Who's calling? We got Fish on the line. Who's this?
Talk to us.
Hi, this is Peter Pan. I'm Mark Zona's childish conscience.
Mark Zona's childhood conscience, Peter Pan. Interesting.
Hi, Peter Pan here.
Mr. Pan, I need more than that, Mr. Pan.
Ask him a question, Z.
Mr. Pan, have you and I met before?
What time before, yes?
Don't be so shy, Mr. Pan. Talk to me in full sentences.
Yeah. You know I can't do this.
Oh my gosh, I know. There's no way. Just so you know, there is no way that guy can hide that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike McInnes.
It is.
How you doing? Welcome to the Straight Cash Show, Mike.
Wow,
there he is.
Wow.
What's up, guys?
Sanders, Mike McInnes. Wow, that was Mike. I'm not going to lie. That might have been possibly. I think I got you at tone 1 when you started that.
Did you? Yeah. Well, I told Pat I'm not doing a voice. He said you got to do something. Can you do an Overstreet?
That's what I said.
And I do Overstreet all the time, so he would know who that is.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Let me tell you it is.
Mike, I can't believe that you're actually on here doing this with us.
I'm very persuasive, Mark.
No kidding.
Very persuasive, guys. Oh, Lord. We got another fish
in front of the camera is not my strength.
Okay, we got fish on the line. Welcome to Stray Cast. Where are you calling from, caller? Hello, caller?
I already got it. I already got it. I got it. I don't need anything else. I need nothing else, and I can tell you who that is.
Wait, what is that
We gotta make him
I
say
can
something.
listen.
What is
listen.
this sound, Zona? What is going on?
Listen, Tommy and Mike do not know that I spend the majority of my off time not covering Bassmasters or Zona show with one epic Fruit Loop on planet Earth, and that's Hackney. I know that as a fact.
Is that a gator
that
grunt?
sound is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Greg Hackney.
So I could not come up with a voice that he would not recognize. So I was like,
You did gator grunts. I liked it.
No, listen. That was a really good grunt call. And if you room with Hackney, if you're in a blind or partaking in a late night libation, you hear that sound all night long.
I started to rattle, but I figured the grunt call was better.
Yeah, no,
That was perfect. It was perfect.
That was an actual
perfect.
human sound.
Was that from your actual body?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Right.
you got talent.
Right.
You should record an album.
Which
America's Got Talent.
actually shows you how shallow of human beings Greg and I are throughout the entire off season. Not on the water right there.
I think Peter Pan was my favorite.
He was great. Mike, you nailed it.
The next time I take Mike to St. Clair, I'm going to have him talk like that all day long.
I'll do it. I'll do the whole show.
He's like Mr. Hanky on South Park. Howdy ho, children.
Howdy ho, everybody.
Can you get me a lunker? Zay, get me a lunker.
Y'all sure smell awful flowery.
I love it.
Yeah, and Greg, Mike, Tommy, no coincidence. Our guest of honor here, Mark Zona, tonight spent an awful lot of time talking about the three of you throughout this broadcast.
Wow.
No kidding.
And, yeah, I mean, and it's and here you are. Here you are.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really bizarre, actually.
Isn't it? Isn't it? See, and we didn't work that out. It's just like
no, it's just crazy that way.
Yeah.
Right.
That's seriously, it shows how tight the four of you gentlemen are. Like that's what you call a tight circle, right? I mean, isn't it? They say keep your circle of friends tight. In proper bassin', it's the company you keep that a lot of times determines a man and a bass fisherman. And you gentlemen are a prime example of that. We admire it as bass fans. So thanks for that. Look at you, Tommy. You're just laughing.
Oh no, I'm happy to be here.
We're
I'm
happy you're
still
here.
awake.
Yeah.
That is really very bizarre because it started in this entire podcast talking about Tommy. It went to Mike McInnes, then it went to Hackney, and then it came to this.
Yeah, it's really weird. How
that is bizarre.
And you didn't know anything about it. You didn't know.
Had not a clue we were.
You
even
swear,
doing
Zona,
this
you didn't
right
know. None of these guys told you.
No, I would have really talked shit about Hackney if I knew.
Unreal. So accumulative, is that a word? Accumulative?
Sure.
Yes. So how long, if you think about this, so how long have you known Greg? How long have you known Mike? And how long have you known Tommy? And put it all together. How many years total is that? See?
64.
Wow.
I think that's probably right.
Number.
That's probably
older
real
than
close
I
to
am.
right.
You know what's funny is Mike. I don't know that Mike was the one. I obviously remember. I remember but I remember telling Mike in a weigh-in, like Mike was a co-angler on Lake St. Clair for an FLW tournament. I was fishing the boater side, and he was a co-angler. You're right, and we were standing in line. Mike's getting ready to hold on, wait for it. Mike's getting ready to win the co-angler side, and I looked at him. We were in line, and I had a good tournament, but I was more interested in television, and I'm like, hey, dude, I love the FLW tournaments. I burn out all my VHS tapes. And he's like, yeah, that's awesome. Get away from me, freako weirdo.
Zona was a scary man back then.
I was a scary man.
I finished second place, by the way. So
was it? It was not first.
Yeah, I did finish second. Yeah.
The other one was, I don't know if it was ESPN or Mike or Jerry or whatever it was. It was for one of those weird loudmouth Bass Center things, whatever that was. I was at the Ouachita River, and they handed me a mic, and they're like, "Hey, that dude just caught him." And I turned around and I looked at Greg, and he looked at me, and it was like we got engaged that day.
It was kismet.
It was. And I mean this. Greg has gone on to be absolutely my best friend on earth that I've ever had. I've always said this. It's best that we don't live near each other. We've proven that. And then Tommy is he's it. Tommy is. I've always said this. I'm married to Karen, but I live with Tommy Sanders, and I've done that for 21 years of my life, and I would not. Yeah. It's weird.
We're like Siamese twins.
We're getting
Jagger Richards.
This is really strange what I'm going to say about it. I've said it to Tommy. I've said it to Mike. I can communicate better with Tommy Sanders than I can anybody in my home.
Don't say that.
No. But what I mean by that is I don't. It's very hard to describe. I can look at Tommy, and I think vice versa. There is something with our eyes. There's something where I know when he's coming to an end of a sentence, and I think he knows when I eventually will come to the end of one of my tirades. That's very
each
hard
other
to
sentences.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. I don't know how it works, but it works.
Yes.
Hey, here's something that I found amazing. Hackney, get this. Mike, you might know this already, and Hackney, you may know it too, but Z tells us that Tommy's boat and Tommy's car are just a hot mess. I mean, there's chili dog wrappers, old Funyun containers, yogurt that smells. There's actually fungus growing in the floor mats of the thing. Would you ever guess that, Hackney, about Tommy?
Never in a
million
either. Years.
I thought that everything was high and tight with Tommy.
No, not really. No, I'm totally actually, I got a new car. I'm like a Nebraska corn farmer. I buy a car every 12 years, and I bought one last week. The same.
Well,
model.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's fairly clean now for now.
Hey,
I just learned something about Nebraska corn farmers.
There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know they got.
I have no idea. I just made that up.
That's really good. It's interesting facts of non-knowledge.
That's what I'm taking away from this.
Well, that's my specialty.
In the 80s and 70s, were you the guy that was just cruising town with like 48 tracks just laying all over the back seat and the front seat, Tommy? Were they everywhere?
No, I don't know what I was in the 80s and 70s.
Oh, you forgot those days.
No, yeah, my goodness,
it's all a blur.
It's a blur.
And one other thing you could always catch Tommy in between, and this was more when we were able to actually fish a bunch together in our Little Rock and stuff like that, is there was a collision of worlds in the back of his car. There would be his golf clubs, there would be a rod and reel, and then just like a pickaxe or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there'd be like a kerosene lantern and a pickaxe. It's like
some
lime on the side,
lime and a shovel and a rope.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
yes.
and a rope. Right.
Yes. now, hey, so get this, Tommy. You know what I learned about Mike McInnes tonight from?
Oh no!
Come on, bring it
from Zona. Well, I mean, I kind of knew this, but I really didn't know that everything that us as bass fishing fans admire kind of come from his noggin. Z referred to him as the Wizard of Oz of videography. For
well, let me stop you right there.
Okay, you stop it. This he's saying this.
First of all, I'm a Nepo baby, and I learned from the
what does that mean?
You did
nepotism.
And Nepo is the word. Okay.
Yeah, and I and we Tommy and Zona learned from the best. And so I'm not the original, but I
pretty
know what to
close,
do
Mike.
because of that. But hey, look, I have had the fortune of producing a guy by the name of Jose Wahebe
Yeah, we love
and
Hope.
Mark,
We
and
love-
Mark Zona and Tommy Sanders. And I don't care who you are, you're not going to fail when you've got those guys in front of the camera. I mean, you know, it's just turn the camera on, sit back, and let them carry you, and that's what I've been doing.
That's pretty awesome. And of course, you come from, in our opinion, as bass fishing fans, royal lineage. I mean, so like you referred to it as nepotism, but look, man, that's royal lineage. That's royal lineage in our deal. You know. So hey, you came up with Bassmasters 5, and we thank
I've
you.
got no problem with it. I'm happy that I'm the luckiest man on the earth to be able to do what I've been able to do, and watch these guys work. So,
and I know
I get a front row seat to the best anglers, Hackney included, and all the elite anglers, to the best anglers on the planet. And what better life is that?
And besides what we learned, what you already kind of said, Mike, about Greg Hackney, that Mark referred to him as a vivacious woodland creature. He didn't really say that. I just said that now. But he did. But he did in every circumstance. Hackney, get this. And this is a big deal, whether you know it or not, whether you guys are buds or not. Said baddest ass on the bass tour right now, Greg Hackney. Pick me a captain for the Olympic bass fishing team, Greg Hackney. Like, not even hesitating. This is a tight circle. That's a tight circle, son. What do you think about all that, Hackney?
I don't know about captain, maybe first mate.
Murphy.
Johnny
lies over the ocean.
This is a true story. We do, you do the BS for the first day of the classic. We do all the, when there's no fish catches in the first hour, you do who's your picks. And Greg, you need to know this. I have picked you for 20. Well, I'm sorry, you did take a vacation for 4 years. I picked you for 16 years to win the classic. And I did not pick you this year on purpose.
Oh, okay.
Good. We'll go with that, Hack. We'll go with
Yeah,
it.
I'll take it.
That's okay.
I felt like maybe it was me.
Yeah, you've been jinxing it. I'm sure that's what it is. I had been feeling that, but I didn't want to say anything to you about it.
Hey, while we're here, let's get awkward. Can we get awkward on something?
Yes,
Pat?
please. Yeah. Even more.
Greg and Mike, this is more with you. Greg and Tommy, I'm not good at dinners, and I struggle with those banquets at the classic, right? But I'm there, we go do that stuff. Greg has not been to that banquet for
he don't
the
go.
last. No, he does not go. He's
He's
not
got
been
a
there for
derby
the
to
last
fish,
8
son.
years. I am begging you, Greg, to be my date for this year's Bassmaster Classic banquet.
So actually, I'm going this year.
No, you're not.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going this year. Yeah.
Wait, maybe that's the trick. Maybe that'll change.
We're gonna try something different. You didn't pick me, and I'm going to the banquet. So
yeah,
who exactly are you going with?
My daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
We're proud of you, Greg.
Well, I told her, I said, look, the next time I make the classic, you can be my date to the banquet. I said, I typically don't go, but because Julie doesn't want to go. I mean, I'll be honest with you. She doesn't want to go. That's the big reason I don't go. I think last year, Luke and I went out to a steakhouse and had a steak that night of the banquet.
You did. You invited me. Yeah.
But
I'll be your backup date, Z.
Tommy, can I do it right now? Mike, are you okay if I do it for Greg right now?
Sure.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue.
We're all gonna cry now.
All right. I'm done.
We're gonna cry.
I could still probably handle a little more Peter Pan and Royce.
Oh, you got plenty of that. We're plenty more where that came from.
See, before I saw Tommy's face, I thought it was D-Wayne. Do you remember D-Wayne when he called in?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's who
do
I thought it
remember
was. I said,
Yeah.
I think that's D-Wayne on the phone.
That's right.
You guys, hey, actually, every impersonation was really good. Like Mike, yours was actually really good. Tommy's A plus, and Hackney, you're a hell of a grunter. You know.
What was it, Royce Tidwell?
Royce Tidwell.
Yeah,
Royce Tidwell.
Right.
Royce Tidwell.
Like the tilt at a windmill someday with Royce Tidwell.
Yeah.
And whoever's watching this, you will hear those voices throughout the year on Bassmasters.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yes. And Peter Pan? Will Mike even? Will you do that?
I'll lay
In our
something
ear,
down
you
for the
will.
show.
It-
Yeah,
in
for
our
sure,
ear,
for sure in their ear. Yeah.
Maybe, Mike, you could narrate the beginning of a ZAFS.
Yeah, sure.
In the Peter Pan voice.
That would be
Sure.
terrific.
Absolutely.
I think it would be phenomenal. And in fact, do it on a Hackney episode.
Yeah.
I think that, and with
Done.
an episode where Tommy, Hackney, and Zona are fishing for sturgeon. Or not
Love
sturgeon. Wait, what was it that you caught? A gar. Tommy caught the
Gar,
giant.
He did.
Alligator gar.
Did.
That
Both
was
of
the
them.
deal. And
Both of
Hackney
them,
wrestles those. Hackney just jumps on them.
Yes.
I think that would be a good show.
I have footage of Hackney and myself in Venice, Louisiana that can never get out to man when we were wrestling things.
Were
in
you
the water.
misbehaving?
So
were you guys
there,
misbehaving?
we were. There was there was something else. going on.
You're running through the house with a pickle in your mouth, weren't you?
Right. I don't. Yeah.
Hey, Greg, Mike, Tommy, thank you so much for making this Tonight Show type cameo tonight. We appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
How many screens can you put up there? That's unbelievable.
I don't know. We're Brady.
Infinite.
Our producer is one of the best in podcasts, and that's Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. Tommy,
Hey.
you've known him for years.
Hats off. Totally.
Hats off to Roy Harper.
Yes.
Right here.
It's actually like a production meeting going on right
Yeah.
now. Right.
So I
Right,
think
so
it's
I'm
about
off
10
to you
o'clock.
guys.
Yeah. Let's bring in the Dancing Bears at about 10:15. What do you think? Hey, boys, thank you very much, Hackney.
Yeah, thank you, Pat.
Mike and Tommy.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all.
You bet. Thank you,
And
Pat.
guys, thanks for coming around and clowning. We appreciate you guys.
You
And,
bet.
All right.
we'll see y'all very
See
soon.
y'all.
See you guys.
All right.
Love you guys. Thank you.
See, what do you think of all that?
I'm not kidding. That was eerily, that was really strange that I talked about those three the most throughout that entire thing.
Yeah, and then
It's
Andy
really
put the
bizarre.
sequence, and it was like just ironic that that's kind of like the order you started
That was
talking
awesome.
about these
Thank you.
gentlemen. Yeah, it's really
Those what's funny is those three dudes mean the world to me. And then there's other people that do.
Sure, of
I mean,
course.
that those three guys in very, very, very different ways. They're family to me. They'll be family to me the rest of my life. So
that was pretty
it was
fun.
Mike, Tommy, and Hackney. Sorry, the Scorpions asking who the surprise guests were.
Oh, that's that. She missed it. She's gonna have to get Roy Tidwell
I
and
know.
Peter Pan on the
That was good. Thank you. That was really cool. Really cool.
Zia. I'm gonna be honest with you. I look forward to every time you're on this show. It has to be one of the highlights of our broadcasting season for all of us here personally when you make an appearance on this show.
100%.
And it's been that way for years, but I mean it.
I appreciate it. You know what's funny is I am, Pat. You know, there's been weird things in my life with work and family, and I've kind of become an introvert and not become. I think I always have been one, but to come back on and goof around, I appreciate how much you guys, all of you guys, and you especially, Pat, have always supported Zona World, Bassmasters, everything we've done. Because again, I take a step back lately, way more now than I did, and I don't take that for granted. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. And way back, way since the first time we run into you over And I think the first interview we ever, well, that wasn't the first one, but at the Bass Pro Shop. Yeah, you said you were scared of me that
I
time.
totally was. I totally was.
Right.
It's the it's one dude. Now listen, but that is when I'm not. And a lot of the folks at Bass Pro Shops know this. I do. Mike knows this if he's still listening, and Tommy. I really genuinely struggle with crowds. Like I struggle bad. Like the classic is my arch nemesis for the way I am. It's just
you move very swiftly in crowds, head down,
and is not
moving
it is not any offense to like I'm so thankful everybody's there, but I to be able to do what I need to do to get, like, it's funny. I look at guys like Bill Dance, and I look at guys like Van Dam when they're in a crowd, and they're so good at that, and it's just not something that I'll never ever be good at. That it's just, I don't know why, it's just one of those gigs. But
well, I don't know, you pretty much like, dude, you pull it off. I mean, I don't know what to say. It doesn't appear that you seem to do very well.
I'm okay when they say, hey, we're live, but the rest of the time it's something I'm still to this day working on. Karen no, like listen, I can go talk to 5 7th graders about bass fishing, and I'll be dripping sweat. And then what's funny is if there's a camera and somebody says, hey, there's 500,000 people watching, I'm okay with the camera. I'm not okay with the 5 that are
right. That's a common thing. Seinfeld said once, I can talk to all of you, but I can't talk to any of you.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
It's that kind of thing. Like it's the
very similar
or whatever. Yeah.
But I work.
It's normal. You're normal. That's what I'm saying. You're a normal guy.
I try. But
I'll also saved years of therapy.
Yeah.
I'll run. I'm a runner. I will run.
You keep your head down and run the ball. You keep your head down and run the ball, Z.
What I do. But Pat, seriously, thanks for having those dudes on. Those dudes are they're the world to me. What's funny is I spend more time with Hackney throughout the hunting season and kind of drift away from Tommy and Mike. Not as much, Mike and I talk a little bit, but it's weird. This time of year is when you start to get your brain really, really going. I purposely on January 2nd went to Hartwell and got back in the mix on the water. I did a lot of that around Christmas, but I'm very ready and excited, especially with a lot of the rookies that are coming into the Elite Series. I think it's going to be one of the best years that I've ever been a part of with Bassmaster Elite Series.
We're excited, man. And I'm gonna be right in the mix this year. See,
I didn't want to be the guy to say that, but I'm excited.
I already announced it last show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I announced it last show. So yeah, I'm gonna be hanging out with some Bassmasters this year. Ray Scott's Ghost called me.
Right, we're gonna see a lot more of each other now. So love it.
I'm excited about it. It's been a while too. You ain't been on the show. You weren't on in 23, were you?
I was not.
Yeah,
no, I was busy being alone.
Hey, but we have to, I guess, keep the tradition. Keep the tradition. And
okay,
we're both songbirds of our generation, Mr. Zona.
Yeah,
we are 100% songbirds of our generation, and sometimes we sing songs on guitars. Sometimes it took us 27 months to write a song one time, but this time is the first time we are ever going to do a cover song.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
it's the one that you're going to bring up. It's Rich to My Heart. I sang it to you recently, and I think it's solid gold. And if you're in our age and you're near your wife, you never know where this night might end up.
Well, especially since it's her birthday. And this song is dedicated to the Scorpion Queen, Mrs. Karen Zona. So, Z-Mad, do the honors and take the first line.
You want me to? Okay.
No, I would like to. I'll do the first line. Okay.
Have at it. Please do.
Ginge, do you have it queued up? This is Dance Hall Days.
Wow.
Wink.
Is it?
Yes, sir.
I thought that was your move.
Long intro.
I think I'm coming. Take your baby by the hand
and make her do a high handstand.
And take your baby by the heel
and do the next thing that you feel.
We were so in phase.
And all done.
We were cool and crazy.
When you, and everyone when you to be lived, to showing what was true. And I say,
dance all days now. Dance all days now.
That's all I got, man.
That was ridiculous. It's so awkward that I actually loved it.
Ryan, I feel like I feel like I did. I feel like I nailed it, kind of. Even with accent.
Yeah, you had.
We feel the same way.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You were a little bit British for a minute or something. Yeah.
That's what I do, guys. What I do.
I think we had like a 1 second delay that actually added a pretty cool echo.
No, it was. It was very.
Yeah.
It was kind of like Pet Sounds by Beach Boys.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
our vocals overlaid.
Yeah, you were Brian Wilson. He was Mike Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was more like John Stamos from the Beach Boys.
Right.
Yes.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Pet Shop Boys, and maybe we should bring that one in the next time.
In a western town in the dead end walls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
West
That's a good one.
And girls. Z. It happened again. This happened again.
It did.
Happened again. This happened again. We'll see you on this happy path to bass fishing love.
I will see all of you soon. Number one, thank you to every single one of the sponsors of Stray Cast. I know a lot of them kind of parallel with Zona Show.
Yeah.
Most of all, Pat, good luck this year on the Bassmaster Elite Series. I'll see a lot of you. Don't let Bowman or Ronnie bully you around at all.
I might win Murray. I think I might win Murray this year. Pick me for Murray.
Right. And most of all, I'm very curious to see, just because it's a very part of Ryan's life and myself and your father, Patrick, your preacher father who lives in Chicago Bears fandom.
Yes.
Where our team is 365 from now. That's when I'd like to come back on, if possible.
You got it. With our Super Bowl candidates, the Chicago Bears.
Thank you.
We'll even get members of the team on for the show.
I think we'll be talking playoffs.
Yeah.
I hope we'll be talking playoffs.
Yeah. We're hoping.
Yeah.
So, Mark Zona, we love you. Thank you again so much. Bass Galaxy, give it up for the one and only Mark Zona and Karen Zona. Happy birthday,
Thank you, D, and happy birthday. Yeah.
Karen, thank you for the support of this wacky show.
Come and say hi. Come and say bye.
Come here.
Come and say bye to everybody.
Give me a hug. Is she going to do it?
She's right there. Look at her.
Karen, give me a big hug. Give me an internet hug.
Look at her. Oh, my gosh.
There
you guys.
it is.
Love
Excellent. Karen, thank you and happy birthday. Did Z get you a pony for your birthday? Bass Galaxy. It's been another amazing episode. Ryan, that was fun.
That was fun.
Gingy, that was fun. Oh, we got stuff to give away.
Yes.
We got to give away 3 like and share prizes. There is a power pole, box of fun, a tin cup whiskey, a box of good, I guess, and also a Omnia Pistol Pete Piora Premium Pro Pack app giveaway for $50. Platinum. Yes. Platinum. We're going to do it. Gingy, how we doing? You got text that, or who you texting it to, Ginjo? Where are we at?
I think I texted the wrong phone. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, you did it to the other phone?
Yeah.
To the secret phone? Boom. Boom, boom. What do you want to do first? I think you could pick them. Okay, here's one. I got this one.
Let's do Omnia.
Oh, I actually know the viewer that won the one. Okay, the Omnia fishing one.
Is it Tidwell?
That's Roy Tidwell. Ryan, you do it. Who is the
He didn't send it to me.
Oh, he didn't send it to you. Okay. So the Omnia Fishing Premium Pro Pack app winner is a guy that I know that's going to use this, and it's the one and only John Holtz. Congratulations, John Holtz, longtime Straight Cast viewer.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bud.
Remember that name from a long time.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
John Holtz, you won that direct
Long time
message.
listener, first time winner.
Yes. JR Rock and Show Fantasy on the Straight Cast Facebook page, all you winners. Tin Cup is Ryan Fowler. Right, you thought you won for a second. I thought you got excited. Ryan Fowler, you won the Tin Cup box of fun from Luke Foley and Tin Cup Whiskey, and the Power Pole.
Wow, accept responsibly.
Fun box of swag goes to Josh Stevens. Congratulations to all you winners there in the Bass Galaxy.
I actually went to different schools with Josh Stevens.
At the same time. Amazing. Hey, Bass Galaxy, thanks again for joining us on this thin raft of bass fishing pleasure that we call Straight Cast. Hey, thanks to White River Knives, Cal Sack Bass, Omnia Fishing, Sims, Bob's Machine Shop, Jacked Up, Impulse Lithium Batteries, Power Pole for Pleasure, Tin Cup Mountain Whiskey, Berkeley Fishing, Abu Garcia Fishing, Waterland Shades. We stay afloat with Crestliner. This has been Season 9, Episode 1 of Stray Cast, a glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. An Andrew Ellenberger, Ginger Ninja, production, co-hosted by Ryan Pop Cornelius, Giuseppe Whitaker, world premiere. And my name is Pat Renwick. I bid you peace. By peace I bid you. Until next time, Bass Galaxy. See ya! Sail away now.